All right, welcome back. Welcome everyone who joined us this morning. Welcome back. Welcome to anyone joining us for the first time as we do the close for the very first time. Let's have a quick check to start things off at where markets are at this point. Right now, S&P 500, yeah, I wish it was more exciting. Down slightly, 0.09%, the Dow 0.2%, the NASDAQ, same story, 0.02%. Toronto's positive, 0.25%. We're going to talk about the TSX here in Toronto coming up in mere moments. Brazil also still positive. They close a little bit early. Bitcoin down 1%. We have both crude and gold, guys, in positive territory. 45 minutes to go until the close.
Yo!
Here we go. Let's get
What's up? We didn't change our shirts. We didn't do anything different here. We're still the same guys, but we're fed and we're ready to go and we're excited. So
and it wasn't pizza. It was burgers.
What was that?
It was burgers
not,
for lunch.
No, it was not
burgers
pizza.
for. Oh yeah. Those of you that joined us, Neil wanted pizza earlier.
I did want pizza.
Burgers. You know what? Burgers are great American
It was close
food.
enough.
We'll take it. We'll take it.
A few things kind of moving around here this afternoon, guys. We're going to look at Viacom coming up. A bit of a move down there off of the highs. It was kind of struggling at the highs. That Romeo Energy as well, RMO, just massive volume so far.
Yeah, I mean, look, I actually took a shot at Roblox. I shorted it once, as you guys know that watched the show earlier. I did try it again at 12 even. Very, very tight stop here. Like 1187 short. It broke out that 1205, so I get it. I'm not fighting this one too hard, especially like during power hour is not the time to dig in too deep unless you maybe catch a big roll. And this is not the only move. We're going to watch that GBOX, which, you know, that's kind of going ham as well, although a bit of a double top forming at 1950 on GBOX specifically here. So those are two names that I'm watching. There are some holdovers from the morning show, like I'm still shorting that CMI, no troubles whatsoever. And thank you, whoever's pointing it out in the chat. Yeah, sundial back to like $1. I saw a dark print at 98. I didn't track it to see if it broke one distinctively, but if it does break one, I'll probably be all over it at the close, or at least tomorrow morning as well, because you know me and sundial when it's a penny stock, I'm going to be involved in that. But GBOX 1950, big level coming.
Those of you that, hey, what's up, guys? Those of you that remember us from this morning show, I still have this Roblox position. I just took more. So yeah, Roblox today, good trade, but not doing a hell of a lot. We bought. Now we're right back here at VWAP looking to go higher. If Roblox can take out the 7180, look, into the close is a completely different beast here. These markets can move and can move quite fast. So let's wait to see what happens here into the close. We take some more Roblox, and then just checking back, we do have some Walmart still right back down to VWAP. This is that initial trade. I should have got some out here, but again, we were preparing for the show, so we'll be better prepared next time. But it's right back down here to VWAP. I like a little Walmart buy. And then we just got that Fisker news. We just got some news on some of these electric vehicles. So we'll talk about that when we get back from Mr. Wickens. What up?
Yeah, more incentives coming for EVs in the U.S. We talked about this one this morning as well, guys. MUDs, this new SPAC today. Just got an alert there. Some volume went off. Day highs above that 1175. So this has had pretty good showing for its first day after the announcement.
I just got to do something before we go on here, Neil. So Miss V is in the building. I don't know if everybody even knows that. But if we're going to continue to do the show for you, I talked about this, I hinted this at the beginning, the producer, and we're not lying about these things, guys. Like, if you want the show, you got to hit the like. Please hit the share button. Like, we had mentioned that the close should be just as big as the open. So if that doesn't happen, you know, it is what it is. But let's get the likes going. If you can, hit the like button, guys. We only have 500 likes right now and 1,500 people watching. So let's get this party started. Walmart bouncing off. And right now, Roblox finally starting to make that move up. So we're going to try to get some out 71, 72 here. And then that's going to be that trade. If we get this break, though, of 71.80 right here on Roblox to end the night, we're going to go longer here. So 71.80 break on Roblox is something that I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, I mean, look, I like the stocks, and you're probably going to stick with what was active in the mornings, and so I actually have a bid down here to try to catch some Roblox, but you get that volume spike, and we broke that 71.50. I'm going to buy dips into VWAP on this name. So if we can pick this, like 40 minutes till the close here, you do see some runs, maybe testing that high once again. Remember, it stalled out at 72.50, but if we can get a quick like buck and catch some longs in front of that 71.50 here, I'm going to like it. EBON was another name that I think we need to continue to watch here today. We're done with it. Well, I'm done with shorting it. I took the last of that short off at 550 when it couldn't bounce off VWAP. I'm looking to buy a dip if it gets into this like 5:30 mark, you're going to notice it's a little bit of a different approach when you come to the close in the power hour here, especially when you have a stock like this, which has made a bit of a bottom off of that, off of that offering this morning. So if I can get a break of this 540, I'm not looking to short it. I'm looking to bounce long off VWAP. Brendo?
So one of the things you're going to find as a common theme as we come into the final hour of the day, a lot of the names that we're looking at in the morning, because they're kind of in play, as we like to say, are going to be the same as the ones we're talking about in the afternoon. This green box, which is a point of sale company securing a they said their sales are going to reach 1.2 billion this year, which is way higher than prior estimates. Some volume coming in right now, 1950. Prior resistance here, guys, for GBOX.
Just about understanding, like, where your profits are going to come. I mean, the close, guys, very, very similar to the open. There's really no difference. We're going to be looking at the very same things here. As Roblox getting spicy again, we're going to take a break of this 71.80. We talk about that, and we're going to continue to look at that. I said we'd have a quick look at Fisker, but it's not just Fisker. It's CCIV, and actually Fisker kind of slowed down. I tweeted it out. The news was, if I can find that tweet there, Brendan probably has the story officially, but here it is. Here, I can call it up for you. Quick. New incentive possible, $10,000 program incentive here. I guess that's going to be coming federally. Not much news. I haven't gotten too into it, but that's what spiked this. You see the volume picking up here for Fisker. And again, I don't know where exactly this leads Fisker to, but I do know that on a daily chart, 17 has been great for Fisker. So that little 17 area, I bought Fisker recently at 17. Obviously, that doesn't matter for this trade, but I'm going to see if we can hold this 1650 level here on FSR. Not really moving. I think it might be better to check in on CCIV here as we check in on Churchill. Yeah. I mean, that looks like it's getting a little more love off that tweet. So 2470, that's the high of the day. Let's take this out in case there is actually more to that. So 2460, it looks like Churchill is the one that they like. Lucid Motors, 2460. Let's take that out if it wants to rip through. Brendo?
Another one here. Somebody asking about this in the chat here. GSAH, which is another SPAC. Rumored merger coming with this BlockFi. I'll read more about this, but yeah, that GSAH, some merger rumors flying around, guys.
Yeah, I was going to say I like the CCIV a heck of a lot better in terms of Fisker. And just keep in mind when you're looking at that news for that incentive, the last they had of that incentive for the bigger names like Tesla, there was a limit to like you sell so many and then you no longer qualify for that. So I would suspect this is going to affect the newer players a lot more and be a much more positive headwind for them. Look, even if we come back in here, like it's that time of day where if you don't take out the high, sometimes you can have people hunting for those shorts in there, and they get a little confident if it rolls over at 50 and starts to come back into that 24. So I'm gonna like that 24 if we can catch this on a bounce here. I love the fact that it's holding up volume on that spike. And one of the things you'll find in here is when things don't break down going into the end of the day, you're going to want to possibly favor some of those longs in front of support, guys, because people want to hold that overnight. So don't want to look at only the breakout trade on CCIV for me. I like the pullback into 24 even, and then just coming back into that GBOX, which Brendan just mentioned here. I absolutely, you're gonna love that 1960 or 1950, whichever you want to call it. I kind of like to look at 1950, see if you can't get an early look at that long, but it's a 10-cent spread right now on GBOX. At least, of course, I'm still on CCIV. That problem still persists, even though we're in the afternoon show here. Yeah, so it was a 10-cent spread a second ago, 5-cent spread here. So watch out for your stops. Especially that's why I'd like to take it at 1950 and not wait for it to actually make a fresh high. If this one is going to run, I'd rather be in a little bit early, give it a little bit more room, because if it punches through, good chance it has a shot to run to 20 easily.
We are back in the money on Roblox. It didn't go up to 80, but we did take a piece off. You can see where we're long. We're long right now, 71.37 on Roblox. We've been holding that all day into this strength, man. The NASDAQ's finally gotten a piece here. It resisted some bottoms. We did touch 13,550, but now it looks like the NASDAQ trying to break this 13,614. So if that does, it doesn't matter the level, but we just got to get through here. So that's roughly 13,616. If we can do that, then hopefully we cruise to the high side right now. Okay, so there's a Churchill break. Let's just wait. This is not a huge position. Like Neil was mentioning there, we have 25 coming. If you look at a daily chart here, we're still well below the 50-period moving average, which I don't like to necessarily go long if we are under that, but I think this is pretty news specific here. And here's 25. 25 back in the day, back February 1st. 25 was the breaking spot before we went down, and then 25 is the high that we touched. So right now, here we go, nicely into the money. It stopped. I thought we were going to go there. CCIV did what it touched there. Okay, here we go. Touches 70, touches 80. We're long right now, guys. 24.62. We gave you that break play, and now let's go. We're 10 cents in the money, not huge. Check out Walmart, bounces off. VWAP should have loaded up again, got out. Our only long was down here. That was a missed opportunity as we prepped the show, but we just got on. Nice little move upside. So far, so good here, Neil, as we trading the close for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll get to that semi. You don't have to worry about that too much. It's the same play from the morning off VWAP, just shorting it on every single pop. But Roblox gives a push back in, and we like, look, you like this little break here. We had some wicks up to 71.45, 71.50 or so, and then I'm going to buy in front of it. It dipped down all the way to 46. Right? I started it at 58. I'll pick more shares up. I like buying this one into the close. And just to show you EBON, we're very close to getting a possible trigger in. I like the dip in, but if it's gonna have to be the break at 555, you just talk about this gap that's in here to be able to be filled. If I can catch any part of it. The shorts on the way down was more long. I was trying to get it from 95 all the way to 75, so I figure we get at least that on a bit of a run here. So it's starting to creep back to the upside on EBON. And yeah, your Romeo, Brendan, this one is, this is hella strong. It's hella strong. We're getting to $13 here, so this is one of those breaks that I almost have to have. I'll take a quick, if there's like a 500,000 shares on the offer, I'd go short, but this just feels like it's worth a shot for a quick little scalp break at 13 even Romeo. It didn't take very long to get that last dollar.
Yeah, we're starting it off already, guys. Let's go with barbecuing up the profits. We had burgers for lunch, and that's the other thing about this show, guys. You're now going to be able to find out what exactly we have for lunch. So maybe we could do something with the early show. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome. Hopefully we'll have a great time, and I know we will. Hopefully you will as well. We do a live morning show as well. So follow that link in Twitter at tradertv.live, and just follow us on YouTube and subscribe. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. You'll get the notifications when we're going live. And we're starting it off again, man. CCIV out 70, out 80. Let's wait to see, man. That's a 20-cent win. We'll take that. We talked about taking out the top. A nice little trade there. And we also did notice that 25 was the high, man. So I'm happy to get that out at 80. It does go, whoops, let's move this over. It does go as high as 90 there, but not much else happening. We picked the right name, I think, as Fisker did not have the same move. Fisker didn't even move at all. So right now, we're just playing off that news. Look, there's lots of news to go. Facebook, you guys know I got roasted on that early. And not roasted. We were able to make a little bit back here on the short. Since then, not doing much, man. We got back down to this 306. That should have been bought. But again, when you're looking at our charts, now, you are always going to get some dull moments here in the middle of the afternoon as we prep for the show. So right now, Facebook bouncing right now off of VWAP. This is looking like a nice little short here. 307.62 could be held all the way back down to 307. If the NASDAQ is weak, man, we know Facebook is weak today. So this is probably a good shorting opportunity off VWAP here, 307.65.
Yeah, I can't help myself. I saw a little bit of size here at that 13 on Romeo. I still like the long, and I'm probably going to take it if we break that 13, but I'll see if I can't scalp off a short. I moved to the 15-minute so you guys can sort of see last time we were up at this particular price, double top action or lower high at 13.50. So even on a 13 break, I kind of think with a half an hour to go, you're going to run into a little bit of resistance at that price. So it's going to be more of a scalp in there. If we do roll over, I just like the fact that we can probably get back close to 12.50 on this short, and I picked it up at 89. So it's a healthy risk to reward here. I can start taking it off if it goes like 10 cents or so in the money. That's going to be the nature of the game. So Romeo to the short side, positions at the bottom. You do see the Roblox long. I wanted more in the low 50s, didn't quite get it. Brendo?
Just checking on Workhorse, guys. Somebody just mentioning this popping up, but remember that headline, $10,000 incentive coming in the U.S. for EVs, although Workhorse, as far as I know anyways, still doesn't have an actual EV to potentially sell. But anyways, volume coming in here, guys, for Workhorse, just tagged 14 up 5% today.
Well, that's why I was wondering if I should have included like Nikola in my tweet there, because Nikola doesn't have a product, right? So they just rolling down cars down hills apparently. So we'll find out if that's going to be the case. Okay, so I've looked again, and I like 30. I like this break right here. 307.30, 307.20 or so on Facebook. If we could break that, then we'll look to see if we can't touch 306.61. We're not, look, the thing about the close as opposed to the open, it's already made its day's ranges, right? Like some of this is already kind of baked in, as they say. So we're not expecting like big, huge runs off stocks like you can get in the morning like this, straight off the open, but we are expecting here for the rest of the day to sort of take shape. So as we understand that Facebook is weak, we're going to try to see if that weakness continues here into the close. So 307.30, we're going to take that off if we can get going on that one. Good trade there. A CCIV not doing much on the high side, just tries to take out highs. So we're going to watch to see if that happens again. And Roblox, 23 cents in the money, not $23, 23 cents in the money. There we go. Okay, so Facebook now triggered in. 307.20 right now on a Facebook short. Look at the NASDAQ cracking right here. Let's see how low it wants to go. First out, why not take some 307s and then we'll wait for some 306.60s.
I feel like that's the thing that we didn't do there, guys, is a bit of a fail break on Romeo. You know, when I see a fail break, I'm going to be all over it there. So it broke 13s, got a few shares out there above that 13 mark, but then immediately slams back down lower. I'm going to re-enter, always re-enter the trade in that particular case. It's just the way I'm built, and then give it to that stop, that 13.10 high. I just feel like we didn't, and I want to quickly do this for you guys here. Just notice we're basically at flat on the NASDAQ, so we haven't exactly moved a ton here, which does give us a chance to extend. At least one way or the other. I don't think that's going to matter to a stock like RMO here, or it's not going to matter to Roblox or that semi that I'm in. But just keep your eyes on the futures here, especially if you're going to trade like Sean's saying, like that Facebook or any of the tech names.
I'm just getting ready to get some out here in case Facebook doesn't work out, but I'm pretty sure it will. You guys like that NASDAQ cracking. Yeah, so more to come. If you're joining for the first time, I mean, that kind of stuff is jokes, and we do that all the time here. Okay, so let's keep going. Now NASDAQ does not crack. I was actually bidding down here, 307. We'll see if it gets picked up. I don't want to hold this thing, so we're going to use this as the high, man. 307.76. We could be wrong on the NASDAQ coming back to the downside. So again, you know, we don't lose our days trying to make some calls here. We will get a little bit more aggressive as the close comes through. What time is it? It's already 3:30. So this market could start to slip. I think the NASDAQ comes down here, man. I mean, this is the chart. You know, we could retest back here, 13,580, and then turn red for the day, and we'll see. I mean, we're very, very close to red for the day. Did I get out yet? Come on, Facebook. Where am I bidding? 307, 06, 09, 010, 010, 8 7s. Let's keep going to the downside. There it is. Did we get that? Bang! Brendan.
010s. JOAN Incorporated, something called JOAN Incorporated, just popping up here. Bank of America had an upgrade. I'm not seeing anything terribly exciting on this. Credit Suisse with an upgrade, $16 price target. This thing's going crazy into the close. That's why we came back. Just broke 12, guys, on a volume spike there for JOAN.
Yeah, and give it to me, Brendan. I don't know if there's news on this spike here, but a high of the day break on Virgin Galactic. It just took out that 30.75. We're heading into 30.31 even. Look, honestly, I talked about taking profit in this name if it gets anywhere close to that 31, 32 range. The thing is, there's actually some room for this to sustain into 31, 35, 31.50 in that range. So sort of building into something here. The same way Romeo had the chance to get to that 13.50 where, like I said, the second resistance point is going to be around that 13.50. That's why I'm not going to dig in too much past 13, not taking those quarters. But I do like this look in Virgin Galactic. If we extend this a little further, I'm going to go with, buy some in front of that 75. See if we can't run that up like 30 or 40 cents into the close here. I do still look. I don't know what's going on with this EBON, but it's looking like might not get a shot at this. And keep in mind when you have these trades going into the close. One of the things I always like to do if I really like the setup and I'm watching this trying to fill in the gap as it tries to get through this like 555 is if it doesn't break, that's immediately going down on my list. I'm going to throw that in the iPad and say, hey, look, this price couldn't break out. It looked like we're picking up some strength in EBON and it just couldn't get going through that price, guys. So that's why make sure you're noting in these prices to come in for the morning. It's a part of your preparation of doing the trades, something we don't get a chance to get into when we're on the regular show. And just to come back to Roblox, because we actually have this one on and are looking to add to this position. It's starting to slide back downside here. You might see me use the 15-minute chart a little bit more often than I do in the morning show. That's just a function of it being later on in the day. I'm willing to buy this one into 71, Brendan.
We saw a lot of relative strength, guys, come in right at the end of the day yesterday. There was a big sell imbalance at the end of the day, and everything just got bought right up into the close. Snapchat, we were talking about, if you joined us this morning, just popping up here on volume, trying to get back above some resistance. Still up 4.75% for Snap, guys.
Yeah, we had Snapchat earlier. What were we long? 56. We were long 56s. Let's just check back on that. Okay, so I think we did the best. We might have got out at the high of the day, to be honest. No, yeah, that's right. The high of the day happened against us there. This is my Snapchat trade rate. The very first trade of the day brought to you by Snapchat today. And now we looking at this. Kind of chilling, but I do like the news there on Snapchat. And if you look at the daily chart, we talked about this on the early show. There still is so much room to the upside on Snapchat. That's why we did like that long. Okay, Facebook, I see you right now. So we're going to go 4 for 4 here. Maybe bet. Let's just wait to see. But here comes Facebook down to the downside. Whoops, right here. Nice little shorty for joining us for the first time. Anything purple short, anything green followed from a purple is us getting out, and then red is going to be the actual sell, just like this. Neil talked about Roblox. There it is, the very first trade I think made for both of us here on the show. This Roblox breaking through VWAP, take the 48s out to 68s. Quick 20-cent scalp there on Roblox, and we're going to try to do the same now on Facebook. We already took 20 cents, and then it just went down into the money. Ugh, that was a good one, actually. That was 50 cents in the money. Put another bid down there, Sean, and get picked up next time. Facebook's been a wild ride for me today, but whatever. We're back. 307.80 or 306.80. I'm putting a bid this time, so it picks me up. It was actually 85. I'm going to put one at 90.
And there's a test into 1350 on Romeo. Now, I got it at 47s here. We'll take a shot at it. I'm only ever risking 5-10 cents this late in the day when you're taking short. It's way, way tighter stops than you would in the morning. But I'm watching GM here. General Motors is pulling right back in. After morning breakout price, stalled out 62 and change. You had a secondary push through 62. You had a dip price back into 62. You're right on that precipice here. If GM can't hold this up, of course, the news was confirmed a little bit later on in the session here, and you had a secondary push just after the show ended. If we can't hold 62, this will be a short trade that I'm going to put on through 62 even on General Motors, guys. So watch out for that one. Romeo still going. Took an 8-cent hit just there as it broke through 55s. Didn't get that reload in Roblox, but GM is very likely going to be the next trade here, and it won't be a long unless it's a fail through VWAP. If it goes like 5-10 pennies and snaps back in, I'd probably reverse positions with 25 minutes to go, guys. Very close to the close, and you want to keep your eye, and we'll try to show you this to you when the imbalances do roll out. The stocks that you guys are watching will let you know if there's a major imbalance on any of them.
Yeah, we will. We'll be showing the imbalance locator and getting that out to you guys as well. Walmart, 61 cents in the money off that VWAP bounce. We talked about that. That's still from here, bouncing to the high side. Really not much happening. We do have that Facebook bid. Come on, baby. Let's get down just a little bit more here, and then we'll clean that up, and then we'll hold the last third hopefully for lows of the day here. If the NASDAQ does crack to the downside, we like that. Brendan, if you can't remind me, please, what exactly the news with Roku was today. I don't recall. I didn't trade it at all, but I know you did come with the fire. And the thing about this was, man, right off the open, just Roku, like ripping. And the thing about Roku is now that we're at the close, it's at day's high right now. So either we think this is coming back and we trade this through 359, or we get a little more aggressive and see what the NASDAQ does finally do, and we go through 363.20. Not only is Brendan on top of his game, but watch this. What's up, Brendan?
I wish I had more to show. There wasn't much, actually, with Roku. It was, just a stock that's been a little bit asleep. There was higher relative volume that came in the morning, breaking out of a consolidation. So no actual headlines to share. Unfortunately, with Roku, there were a couple of positive analyst notes, but that's about it. I want to show you this. Disregard my daily chart because it's frozen. Big volume spike here on DraftKings, guys, through 64 there. Just came in 2.4% for DKNG as well.
We like it. We like it a lot. Okay, we'll go do DraftKings. I just want to give you guys the first ever, and hopefully there's going to be lots more of these. Come on, I keep hitting these buttons. Let's go. Because our first ever, bang. It's a little one. We'll wait to see what Facebook does to the downside. You'll be hearing a much bigger bang if we're right here, and I'm right, that the NASDAQ is going to continue to go down. We talked about it. You guys like the NAS crack comment, and look, here we go, man. It's cracking. So that we called that. I took Facebook short. Now we're going to let this one ride. This is already 35 cents into the money, man. We may just get out of Roblox now, as it is high side. And, with the market coming down, Roblox right now a 40-cent winner. You can see where we went long 48s. We're now at 70. So, that's my average price you see at the bottom. But anyways, this is a 35-cent win from this spot. So I think it's worth taking it out here as Roblox right now just at this spot. Let's take out another piece, and then we'll see if we get that explosion through 71.80 like we're hoping will happen.
Yeah, speaking of names that are starting to roll over as the market comes back down, Pinterest, we did have a decent long in the morning. It took out that top. We're right back to the high where I got out at 83, so there was tons of resistance at that price. Throw this in with GM, unless I see like some kind of buy imbalances or maybe a push up in the futures, which doesn't seem like it's happening. I'm going to jump into the short. Just pick a name that's given a good run in the last couple of sessions here, and this is exactly what we're talking about off of like 68. So look at the run that we've been on in Pinterest. Haven't really given anything back. If the market starts to roll over, I'm taking the 83 to the short side here for sure on pins. I love pins. I own it, guys. You'll hear me talk favorably about it. Pure day trades. That's what we're talking about here. These are day trades that we're putting on, so I'm going to be flat by the end of the day, and I'm going to like this breakdown. I want some exposure to the south side here, and it's got to be a name that's been a high flyer, relatively speaking. So we're going to go with the pins short. I'm not at the point yet of taking any Roblox out yet. I kind of feel like it's going to be a decent shot to break through this 71.80. So I want to see if I can use that momentum to get some out in front of 72, and then maybe take it out, the rest out in front of that high of the day. I am not holding through the high with 20 minutes here left. Brendo?
20 minutes left, guys. That means Toronto imbalances have been released. One of the things we want to do in this afternoon show is kind of walk you through the process of the closing mechanisms with the different markets, including the U.S. markets. They will come in about 9 minutes from now. I'll put you on the spot here, guys, but do we have an imbalance locator for Toronto?
I mean, I don't have it up yet, but I will get it up. It comes at 340. I hope I can still get the data because I didn't have one up, so my bad, but we will get that data. Right now, guys, spin it.
Money,
Look,
money,
different show,
money.
same animations, guys. The money's coming through here as Facebook just collapses on that NASDAQ move down. It goes all the way to 306.40. So there you go, man. There's an 80-cent winner for you. I held on to a little bit there, hoping for more high side. I'm with Neil on this, man. I'm out of half of my Roblox trade. So let's now see what happens to the upside here. It's breaking through 71.80. I do like that trade. So more to come on that if we can get it. And then I think we're just going to dump this Walmart, man. Again, a little nervous about this closing price. We are nicely in the money with 55 cents now, so we'll probably just wind up closing Walmart off very, very soon.
So I apologize if I do this too quickly. Some of you, if you watch the morning show, you've seen Sean put on the imbalance locator, so you should know some of the basics. But for the close, the story is you're going to see a couple of things here, both the 340, that's when they come out in Toronto. You can see the size of the imbalance in the stock. And then, of course, the auction happens at 4 o'clock. Now, keep in mind, in Toronto, look, this is the largest net order imbalance on SLF. And see if I can find something you guys might know, like Enbridge is here for 140,000 shares on a $46 stock. You watch the morning show, you guys are probably used to seeing hundreds of thousands of shares on the names that are 20 down the list, and you might see 500,000 or even larger imbalances. This is a function of Toronto being a smaller market, so nothing terribly significant here. Like if I saw something gigantic on Shopify, we maybe talk about that as it's going to be dual listed, but it's very similar. It shows you the side of the imbalance. These are buy imbalances at the top end, the size. You can see the price. It shows you a theoretical auction price, which is just good for knowing how expensive the stock is if you're not familiar with it. So nothing too crazy to see in Toronto. That doesn't mean there won't be some big ones potentially over there in New York.
Yeah, I mean, the New York ones right now does not, I mean, iTub 3 million, Pfizer. This is an early look, so we'll see if anything comes through on that one. Not sure what is going to happen. And right now, we're right at Roblox breaking spot. What time is it? Oh my God, 3:43. The thing about doing the morning show, guys, we're live for 3 hours. This 45 minutes is like, see ya. What up, B?
Snap your fingers, guys. Maybe we can take a second. There's a couple of people asking some questions. Just explain roughly, the process of what these numbers mean as far as the auction is concerned, as far as the order types are concerned. Sean, you just showed an early look of the U.S. It's worth mentioning. We have multiple sources of data coming in showing us these numbers, especially on the early side. The actual exchange numbers come at 350. So that's just one source. We'll get another one at 350, but maybe we can walk through just what this all means.
Sure. I mean, basically, at the end of the day, what we're talking about here is there's market on close orders. And what that means is there's big brokers that are holding block shares to sell at close. So someone might send an order to the floor of the NYSE, and they say, I want to sell at close 900,000 shares of Pfizer. So what happens is what they're doing now is they're fishing around for buyers. So as they find buyers, like this may not move. I mean, we can click on here, we'll go to Pfizer. This may not move Pfizer at all. There could be 900,000 worth of buyers out there. All they're trying to do is make the market, right? So that's it. They're trying to find buyers to match with the sellers in that case. Just like Visa here, there's a big buy order at close, but that will get paired off. Right now, nothing's happening. It'll come out at 350 and you'll start to see these paired off. So it's just market on close orders. I mean, it's really, for us, it's really simple, and I do appreciate that it's new for a lot of people, but if you just keep watching the show, we'll do our best to explain them. And then on rebalance days, these get huge, right? So we will have a look at those on rebalance a little closer than we're doing now. But for now, that's what that is. It comes out at 350, and then Neil has mentioned the Toronto one already. But okay, that's fine. We'll just keep going, guys. I have to do more. Roblox right now, 51 cents in the money. Facebook right now, 65 cents in the money and making lower here. Thank you for joining us, guys. We are super pumped up and super excited about absolutely everything that we're doing here. So, keep the love and thank you for joining us. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the share. Let's show our producer what we're all about, guys.
Absolutely, guys. And we're going to get a bear action. Romeo turns around at 1350 without me. I go tighter stops. In the morning, probably a trade I would have hung on to, but at the close, when it's running, I go with a tight stop. GM does break 62. Quick scalp out on the break. Going to hang on to the rest of this, see if we can't get a continuation on the flush in the market. The NASDAQ turning red, and we're kind of getting there. I mean, ES very barely red. If we continue the flush to the downside, I do see GM coming into 6150. Brendo?
Looks like I mentioned that DraftKings move, guys. Looks like New York State set to approve that bill to get sports betting going in New York State. Cuomo proposed that going back a month or so ago, I want to say. So looks like that's going to happen. That was this pop, huge volume on DraftKings.
Cuomo, good job there. Yeah, we're liking that one. We're going to go get out here at 306.85 or so here. Again, this is going to be a lot different. My trading... What? Oh, God. Keystroke here. So we're going to get out at 306.80 there, but unfortunately we got out already. And I was just going to say, like, I'm going to use quicker outs because we don't have the day left, right? Like, the day is almost over right now. So I was going to use 306.81 as an out. I must have put the wrong price and we got out. But either way, man, there's a Facebook trade for you. 307.90, 307.20. First leg out at 307. Second leg out at 306.90. Third leg out at 306.74. So bang, 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 and... All right, so let's just keep on going, guys. I mean, there it is. I'm going to cancel my Roblox bust out now. Look, I still like the 71.80.
It's a time thing, right?
But it's a time thing, and we thought it could go there. So now I'm going to start piecing this off. I still am long. I'm going to hold one part Roblox left, just in case here we go, just in case we break above. So let's get out now. We'll see if it breaks above that 80. I mean, we use technicals here, guys. We're trying to take out this high. If it happens, great. But I think this is a good opportunity to take a piece off with only 12 minutes to go.
Yeah, and like the thing about Roblox is like I bet you we'll probably be looking at longs in this stock again tomorrow, and then maybe for the rest of the week, because it's just showing that affinity to try to break out and show that support off of 70. Showed some support off of 70, so not quite 71 like I thought in the morning. And 73 is going to be a fantastic break when it does come. For those of you that are looking at that Romeo starting to fall off here, this was the top. Remember I showed you the higher time frame, and I was like, okay, we want to be playing off of that 1350 area on the 15-minute chart when I go back a little bit later. This is the double top I wanted to work off of. 1365 was that high. 1365 was the top here. I didn't give it all the way to that high. The tighter stops at this particular time of day. That being said, if it's going to follow through, there is always a chance of getting a late move. Like, I've seen this before where it can consolidate off 13 even, and then you can get a second short. But I'm going to do the same thing. There's no way I'm going to hang on holding 50 cents or $1 against me. It's not that time of session where you have time to work the trade out or get in 5 or 6 times or average into it in that regard. It's going to be in, out, small, quick trades. You try to risk a little bit to make a lot. It's sort of a bit of a different approach than I would normally have, but if it gives me the sideways action for a minute here, this is a New York stock. I don't think it's going to have a huge imbalance. I'm not too worried about what happens at 350, but I do like a second shot at this Romeo RMO here at 13 even.
So there it is, guys. We did take out that Roblox right here at 71.80. What up, E?
Okay, a couple seconds to go here before we get 350 imbalances, which is the next kind of benchmark in this process that we'll have a look at. Sean's going to explain that to you. But I just want to mention green box, GBOX, again, new day highs. More volume coming in. This thing is going to close, it looks like, on the highs. Watch it for 20 bucks up here for green box. Let's talk about New York, Sean.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to put I see a lot of new people on the show, so follow me on Twitter, guys, and you can ask me questions. Thank you for joining. We have all of our, Valeria will handle that. We got to throw it to Valeria. I mean, if we have all these new people, man, we got to show our whole team, and including our production team. Let's give a big wave. When you guys are ready, let's do that, because I want people to know the kind of seriousness that we're putting into this show. This is not somebody sitting in front of a computer, man. There it is. Hey, what's up, guys? Thank you so much for sticking it out with us. You're here all the time now. You can't go home early. Okay, Roblox. Making that move. All right, 350. Here we go. Let's call this up. Oh, you're going to get this live. Watch what happens in 2, 1. Okay, it's 350 now. There it is. So now we're just going to we got to sort this. Oh, this is relatively uneventful, but we'll get this going here. Activate that filter. Now we'll show you here. So here's the NYSE, right? So these are all, the type is closing. Here's the paired value, and here's the size. So we have GSX to the sell side. Let's see if that's doing anything. Quickly, yep, starting to make its move down there. So GSX, big move down. We'll see what happens. SWI, MGM on the buy side right now. So we'll see if that gets going upside. Remember, most of these will pair off. You're going to start to see these numbers get closer and closer to zero. Like, remember Visa, 700,000, they paired off 800,000, leaving that 700. So right now Visa's a buy, 700, but you're seeing it coming down. So these numbers don't give you the be-all, end-all of the story, guys. We're going to look back at this when it comes back, but this is the close. Right now, nothing too eventful on the imbalance locator.
You know what's eventful? Going through all of that while it came up live for you there in like 30 seconds. So yeah, we talk fast here. We also give you a lot of information as quickly as we can. Well, moonwalk action, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? 13 short, missed that top. You like, Rob? Okay, fair enough. I thought that was corny as all heck, but Rob seems to appreciate it. I'm all about the cornball. I thought we'd get to 1250 on this move, not gonna lie. I took some out in front of 1270s here. If we can get a push down into like 1240, 1250, I'd love it. I do still have that GM, bit of a rollover. Like, it's at this time of day, you have the clock working against you. We're day trading, so we have to be flat by the end of the day here, day trade the world. That is the nature of the game and our model. So I do have to take some more shares off on that GM and when it goes to that 6180. So it's going to turn into a bit more of a scalp. I did think with the market starting to roll and trying to get to the downside here, give some of it back, that we'd be getting some sell pressure into 6150. But you have to take what the market gives you here. There's no point holding out for that monster winner if the market is not going to give you the time for that to matriculate, guys. So I still have Romeo to the short side. A couple of wins here in GM and RMO, guys. But Roblox, on the other hand, I'm going to take the last of it out. I'm not going to need to hold on to that long. I got 3 shorts on going into a falling market. Let's see if that can't work.
Yeah, just so you guys know, I just got out of Roblox there, before that happened. So we're out of Roblox right there. Bang, bang, bang. 25, 50, 75. 100% out. So now we are flat on Roblox. The only position you can see me in right now is long this Walmart, which is approaching VWAP. You get a break here of 140 and we gone out of Walmart right away. Brendan?
Hi. Viacom, we mentioned, but this is a bit of a sprint going for 45 minutes here, guys. $44 just broke there. Tried to get back above and failed hard. So big volume just came in. Sell side on Viacom, guys.
Yes, Neil and I, we all discussed trading Viacom and we forgot about it.
Oops. Yeah, I mean, look, yeah, no excuse. 44, that's a great rollover break. And then look at this spike. If you're gonna give me a chance, will you let me fade that? Are you kidding me? Whatever. It's gonna show you this volume spike here, right off of 43.70. So you get another chance to short off of this rollover level. Okay, whatever. I'll take it. 44.16. Give it like 25, 30 cents or so. Every now and then you get rubber band action. If it holds here above VWAP too long, I've probably been burned. But give me a break. If it comes halfway back, I'm able to take it 44.16 into like 43.75 or so. So I'm gonna like those odds and then grab it. Like I said, just grab that trade here live for you guys in Viacom. Of course, we got the clock working against us with only about 6 minutes or so to go, but Viacom's a big time mover. You kind of feel like there's some blocks that are going to come into this in either direction. That's why you have to be careful. There's probably a lot of value buyers looking for Viacom. So you got to watch out. I don't see anything on the imbalance locator for Viacom, for NASDAQ, which we're going to get in like a couple of minutes. So you do have to watch imbalances, especially with these block trades flying through. I want to make sure there isn't like a few million to buy on Viacom.
Yeah, we still have GSX. See, like now, guys, I don't even see Pfizer on here anymore. So Pfizer's gone. Okay, CCL here. These numbers aren't going to mean as much as you guys think on normal days. So we just want to show it to you that that's what it is. Yo, what up, Noah? You're from our normal show. What's up, Noah? Thank you so much for that 1,500 right there. Big one. In lieu of our friend of Russell Jackson. Oh, yeah, that's right. Russell Jackson in Australia. So he won't be coming through now. I have no idea what time it is. I guess 4 a.m. I don't know. We'll find out. But Russ is a trooper, so I'm surprised he's not awake. Okay, this is CCL. That's what we sort of want to look at. CCL reporting tomorrow. And you know what? Like, I don't know. What do we think about CCL here? They're not going to have monster earnings because they just don't have anything going on. The big thing with them, of course, is just the release of the restrictions on cruise lines. We'll see if that can get going. Look at the NASDAQ, man. Unfortunately, oh, God. Man, this keystroke is going to wind up costing me more money than I can even think about. We traded Facebook here at 307.20. Tick, 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 tick. That was a mistake. Oh, we would have got out here anyways. Okay, so I can breathe a little bit easier. We would have got out on that break anyways. But look at this. We talked about the NASDAQ falling down. You know what I'm going to do, man? I just have to trade. I have to trade more futures on the show because for the close, you watch the NASDAQ, big time move to the downside.
True.
We called that move. I even called us coming right back down to this level. And there it is, man.
Sean,
NASDAQ.
if you do
downside.
remember, there was a very brief period of time, the old school guys who follow the show might remember, we were very briefly doing a close show, and it was like for maybe a week or so, and we were trading on the futures knowing that that's where the moves were going to be. That's the only time I'm usually comfortable doing it, but I feel like that was a better rollover trade. I grabbed GM, which was good. RMO finally broke downside, but with only 4 minutes left, I have to take another leg off at 60s. I wanted to hold into 40 or 50, but knowing that we have to get flat, that's going to be a restriction. So it's obviously a bit of a different story for anyone else if you don't have to be flat by the end of the day. Of course, we do, so I'm not going to hang on to, look, I wouldn't hold overnight shorts and stocks like that anyways. Viacom is oddly enough holding up over VWAP for now. So I'm trying to get out on the south side of 44 on this 44.16 short. If it doesn't want to give it to me, this is another one where I'm going to have to tighten my stop, manually get out with only a few minutes to go in the session. I don't see anything groundbreaking. Nothing really to watch when it comes to the imbalance locator throwing something out of whack or causing a gigantic move. So we really don't have to worry about that in today's session. Just got to play the stocks that you're into. I'm only looking at Viacom, which I have on, in RMO. This is a time of day you don't want to befuddle things. You're not going to have 5 or 6 positions going into the close. At least I will try not to. I don't want to speak for you, Sean, but 5 stocks going into the close is a little bit crazy, in my opinion.
I mean, I just have Walmart. I mean, the big trade that I had on, of course, was Facebook, and I want to punch myself in the Facebook for that one. But this was a great trade, man. Roblox, like we just got out of that. That was fantastic. Those of you that want Arun, wait no longer. Tomorrow, Arun will be joining us. Brendan, again?
Yeah, one of the things we can talk about a little bit, guys, as we head towards the close is really how stocks are closing. So if you get a big flush in one direction either way, you know, it's worth making a note of that. Kind of jot it down on your sticky note and leave it on your desk for tomorrow morning. One that just popped up here on volume, Charge Point. Some buyers coming into CHPT, guys, back above 31. They're trying to close it higher.
And it's an important, like I just noted here on Viacom, like when it rebounded off that flush, I'm going to take it off. I don't want to give it all the way to 440. I'll pull the chart up for you guys here, but I have to watch Romeo because with only 2 minutes to go, and we do have to be flat at the end of the day, I was willing to give this normally to 44.40, thinking we'd have some downside push here. But obviously, you look at this afternoon bounce back price, it's 43.80, that bottom. I'm going to come in tomorrow with 43.80 written down on my iPad. There's just absolutely there's no way about it. It's close to a flat trade for me, but that's what you have to do when you start getting this tight into the close. It's just a different ball game, and like I said, you're kind of aiming to hit some home runs at this time of day. That's why I kept picking on RMO for tight stops and looking to see if it got a bigger move. I'm going to run up against the clock here, but you risk only 5 or 10 cents, so that when you get a bigger move and it drops like 40, you can actually make that money back. If you give this an average in like 40 or 50 pennies, you basically have to make the perfect trade to make it all back here. So that's one of the things you have to be very considerate of. If you want to go counter trend in the last hour, it is a little bit more dangerous and a little bit of a different story than when we do it in the morning show.
I mean, if you guys can notice, there's only 1 minute left to go
I gotta
here
go.
on the show. Some imbalances, SWI, MRO. You know, I mean, there's not much happening, man. Visa's still a little bit of a buy, so you probably get a little bit of a bump up there. This is still Microsoft chart. No, that's BMY. So, what I want to show you was Microsoft quickly into the close here, just for an idea for tomorrow, guys. Like, it held this 247 easily. So, I mean, into the morning here, if we can hold that, I like 247 tomorrow for Microsoft. So if you're into that name, good on you, because I think that's going to be a great opportunity here. 247, we'll look to break 250 tomorrow on good news. But now that we're getting ready to close, we have to close all our positions off. So we got to get out of here really quick. And I'm going to flatten this Walmart trade for a 40-cent winner. I think every single time today that I've been speaking, it's been Brendan time. What up, B?
I apologize. Just wanted to show you guys how things are going to wrap up the day. We have about 20 seconds or so to go until things get wrapped up. So here's a look at how we're wrapping things up. Yeah, pretty red overall, right across the board. Not huge moves, but 0.12, 0.3. The NASDAQ basically flat overall. So, you know, coming off of the big move we saw higher yesterday, we had a little bit of a pullback. So that is constructive overall, guys.
There we go.